This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, they say all good things come to an end, and coming out of the All-Star break and opening up out of the All-Star break at Wrigley Field against the Cubs on Friday, the Red Sox 10-game win streak does come to an end, sort of a flat end as well. But I do think the Red Sox have enough street credit right now where you, for at least a day, cannot say, same old Sox. With that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and storyteller, play-by-play announcer, national show host. As a kid of the 1980s, occasionally watch Red Sox game on a small black and white TV. We are providing reaction to every Red Sox game on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Our Locked On Red Sox postcast also available on the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which is free and available wherever you get your podcast. On our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast, we'll discuss Lucas Giolito and his slow start. The bats never really got going, and yes, of course, there was a blunder on the base pass that basically had you saying what could have been, because Abraham Toro, shame on him, running into a double play when that was an easy read off the bat. Audience participation, as always, from our Royal Rooters is encouraged. Everydayers and first-timers, we do want to hear from you. If you're on board with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel, as we are live talking about the Red Sox 4-1 setback, we do want to hear from you. What'd you think of the ballgame? Kind of flat coming out of the break. Don't like it. Don't want to use an excuse that you were off the previous 4 days, but it certainly is what it is. Our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So the Red Sox open up out of the All-Star break. I don't think this is going to be like last year. I really don't. But a tough 4-1 setback. And again, the 10-game win streak is now a thing of the past.
This is what you'll be talking about.
What I like about Lucas Giolito, didn't like the fact that he walked the first 2 batters, and then you're facing Seiya Suzuki, and you give up, boom, a home run, 3 batters in, it's 3-0. Jarren Duran had an at-bat to start the game off and struck out on 3 pitches, and it was sort of like listless or, okay, it needs to be better here. Something get going. Well, the Red Sox went down 1-2-3 against Colin Ray in the top of the first inning, and then Giolito gives up the home run. What I like about Giolito in his outing on Friday, did take the loss his first losing decision since early May at Fenway against the Texas Rangers, by the way. But Giolito settled down nicely. Worked a 1-2-3 second, needing just 10 pitches to retire the side in order. And then in the 3rd inning, Suzuki a single, but he struck out Pete Crow Armstrong, and they got Kelly on a line drive down the left field line. You thought Jarren Duran's going to be out for the rest of the season as he went one-on-one against that short left field wall with the ivy on it. Duran made the catch, inning over, 1 left on. And then another 1-2-3 inning for Giolito in the 4th inning. So he battled, ended up getting charged with 4 runs, that 4th run coming when Greg Weissert came into the bullpen in relief for Giolito. Now, was it a quality outing? It wasn't. But overall, you'll take this from Lucas Giolito, and yes, there's a lot of clamoring on social media, same old Red Sox, all that. I don't think that's the case here in any way, shape, or form, and I don't think they're deserving of you jumping off the bandwagon or jumping off the wagon as it is right now. You lost to a very good team. Colin Ray got off to a good start, ended up going just 5 innings, gave up the 1 earned run. You got in the bullpen. What I didn't like about the Red Sox hitters, lethargic? No. Listless? But they did nothing against the bullpen, managing just 3 hits the rest of the way and did not walk a single time against anyone out of the bullpen for the Cubs. Thielbar, 1 inning, 9 pitches. He's going to be available again in this series. Presley, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 16 pitches. You'll probably see him again. Drew Pomeranz, former Red Sox pitcher, 1/3 of an inning, 6 pitches. Keller, 1-2-3, 8th inning, 9 pitches. Then in the 9th inning, leadoff base runner as Meyer reaches. Marcelo Meyer had a couple of base hits, but then Rafaela hits into a double play, and then Toro retired. But Toro, that play that happened, he gets on base with a leadoff single in the 5th inning. Breaks an 0 for 17 at the plate. Duran walks first and second. Bregman line drive to center field. P. Crow Armstrong, very similar. First NESN reference, Lou Merloni, a lot of parallels between Ceddanne Rafaela and P. Crow Armstrong defensively. P. Crow Armstrong, you look at the overall numbers, he's in contention for NL MVP. But they both can go get it, and I'd give the edge to Ceddanne Rafaela just watching him every single day. But they can both go get it in center field. That was a ball off the bat of Bregman in the 5th inning. Toro, brutal. Takes off for third, doubled off second easily. 2 outs. Anthony walks, Narvaez, fielder's choice. So there's 2 things here. And this isn't a this is a show, Red Sox, Locked On Red Sox Postcast. It's about talking about today's game. We get into a lot of different topics, and I love it. And we're going to hear from you shortly here on our latest Locked On Red Sox Postcast. But for the last 5 days, for the last week, Joe Ryan, Minnesota Twins, what are you going to give up? Craig Breslow, we want to add, a legit number 2 behind our ace, Garrett Crochet. Well, you're going to give up a lot, and there's not a lot out there on the market, and it's going to be competitive to go get a Joe Ryan. So all of a sudden you start hearing, well, maybe it's another 3 or, number 3 or number 4 start. Okay, you're going to pay a little bit less, but you're still going to pay for what you already have. But right now, I really do think it's evident. And it's not just because Abraham Toro broke in over 17 at the plate, made the final out of the game, and had a base running blunder. You can't have those things happening at this point in the season. And that was a bad one. That was real bad. Where I'd like to see the Red Sox improve is behind Narvaez behind the plate and also at first base. How do you do that? I don't know. Christian Vasquez, possibility from Minnesota. I've seen people write it. Why not? He's going to give you more than Connor Wong. And not that it has to be 50-50, but Narvaez, couple of times at the plate, struck out in the second inning to start things off. And I think just Narvaez, he's a leader on this team and everything. You even pinch hit for him. With Yoshida in the 8th inning, he struck out, I think, on 3 pitches. But I think where you need to add here is at the backup positions. Let the pitchers and you saw it in the draft Sunday and Monday, Craig Breslow, let these guys develop. I've said it. I said it last year. Let these guys develop. Let Craig Breslow, a former big league pitcher, let him in his system with Andrew Bailey. Let the farm system develop these pitchers you've drafted over the last couple of years. You don't give up on Peyton Tolley. I just don't think you do. Because, again, you don't want to be fooled into, well, this is a competitive team. This is a team that could easily make it to the American League Championship Series. Because you've got a short series the first 2. Wild card round, divisional round, then you get best out of 7 ALCS. But just continue to develop your pitching. Understand you have to be patient with that pitching. And you're also you're not saving money, but if these guys can become legitimate big league pitchers, then you're in for something. But the bats, not much going on, especially against the bullpen. I gave you those numbers. And just not pretty. 10-game win streak comes to an end. It happens. Lou Merloni said it a couple of times, like, well, you weren't going to run the table. No, you're not. This is the NBA where you're going to go on a 25-game win streak. But again, to me, that magic number is 90 wins. How do you get to 90 wins on the season? Well, you drop game 1 after the All-Star break, and then you go from there. So you've got 63 games left. This was game number 99. After Saturday, you've got 62. It's not the sprint yet. That doesn't happen really until after August 15th when you're truly in the dog days of summer. But now 53 and 46. How do you get 37 more wins over your next 63 games? That gets you to 90. I've done the math multiple times. I even used a calculator. Used my fingers and toes. And that's where it's at. Elephant out of the room. Glass half full. The Red Sox may have helped you out a little bit, right? For our everydayers, you know what I'm talking about. They may have done you a solid on Friday. I don't have to sing. I don't have to sing today. I'll throw it out there right now. Red Sox, day or night they clinch, I'll sing your Take Me Out to the Ball Game. All the way through. That would be in September. So that's now on the table. When the win streak was at 6 or 7, I threw it out there. Royal Rooters were on board with it. They jumped at it. Hey, if it gets to 11, and it was easy. Hey, if they win, they win out. They swept the series against the Rays going into the All-Star break. Win streak got to 10 in a row. It did not get to 11. So I don't have to sing. You're welcome, because really, you didn't want to hear it. We hear from you next. Locked On Red Sox postcast. Giolito wasn't a quality outing. Didn't go 6. Ends up giving 4 runs total. Bayo, just keep doing what you're doing. Even up the series on Saturday. Then you got Crochet for the finale, and you have a chance to win the series on Sunday with Crochet on the mound. He will not go in the series against the Phillies starting on Monday in Philadelphia, but you'll get Crochet during the Dodgers series when they're home for the first time after the All-Star break next week. It's not doom and gloom. We're going to the comments. We've got plenty, but this is not doom and gloom for the Red Sox just because the 10-game win streak happened to get snapped at Wrigley Field on Friday afternoon against the top team in the National League Central. Locked On Red Sox postcast presented by FanDuel. Hey, summer sports in full swing. The All-Star game in Atlanta on Tuesday, that's now in the rear view. Whether you are all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little bit more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. With FanDuel, you can track your favorite matchups, and the app keeps it fresh with new daily promotions that are fun and offer the fun ways to bet. FanDuel app is easy to use, fast to pay out, and makes even regular season games feel like must-watch events. Whether you're placing a same-game parlay or watching a bet right into the 9th inning, FanDuel makes it feel like you're part of the action. New to FanDuel, new customers can bet $5, and with that, get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. All right, let's hear from you. We'll get into it here. Roman Anthony does extend his hit streak to 10 in a row. Wilyer Abreu in this game, 0 for 3, did walk once, struck out twice. Ceddanne Rafaela with a base hit and 4 at-bats extends his hit streak to a career-high 11 straight as well. You're going to see Shota Imanaga, a left-hander, on the mound on Sunday. So you're going to see Romy Gonzalez. You're going to see Rob Refsnyder. I would imagine you continue to see Roman Anthony in the lineup, even with a lefty on the mound. They are TBA for Crochet Day on Sunday for the series finale, that being the Cubs. But the Cubs opened up after the All-Star break, a game up on Milwaukee in the NL Central Division, and they're a solid team. You knew that coming in. You know you've got the Phillies next, then the Dodgers. You've got the Astros coming up, I believe, for 2 series, one in Houston and one in Boston against the Astros as well. You've got Minnesota in there as well, where you take a trip to Minneapolis to Target Field against the Twins with the rest of the month. And yes, the trade deadline is now right around the corner as well for this Red Sox team. 4-1 setback. Not the end of the world. No doom and gloom. This isn't Dodgers and Rockies at this point in time, and I don't think it's going to happen. But you got yourself a little cushion with that 10-game win streak prior to the All-Star break, 8 games over 500, now 7 over 500. But as Lou Merloni said, hey, you drop 2 out of 3, that's okay. Don't get swept. And there's no reason to get swept in this series in Chicago. The Cubs are good. The Red Sox are good. To your comments we go. Who is our leadoff hitter on this Friday? It is Andrew the GOAT. The Cubs got a lucky win because the Red Sox offense is rusty after the All-Star break. Hey, their offense got going. A couple of walks and a 3-run home run. And Seiya Suzuki, you could say it early on. Hey, I should have been an All-Star. And it's not that he showed it, but he sort of showed it right there. Andrew the GOAT, I appreciate the positivity there. Big. I'll have boots on the ground in Chicago tomorrow. First time at Wrigley, so maybe I can be a good luck charm. Bayo will right their ship. B-I-G big. That's outstanding. Enjoy your trip. Tell us all about it. If you can be with us after the game, hopefully a Red Sox victory with Brian Bayo on the hill. Check in with us and tell us about your experience. Share it. Would love to hear all about it. Baconator Sr., sell the team, JK. That means just kidding. I got that one. You know what, though? And I'm glad you can get about it because, again, there doesn't need to be the doom and gloom right now. Amanda. Needless to say, I guess it was 2018 for the Boston Red Sox after winning 10 in a row before the All-Star break. It's okay. I'm going to sit down and watch baseball tonight. I don't know who I'm going to watch. Maybe there's a game on MLB Network. I do have the Yankees, and being in the New Haven, Connecticut area, I do have the Yankees and Mets, like the Red Sox, available night in, night out. But, the whole theme of, the break was a good thing. I think Jemai Webster was with Trevor Story before the game of like, look, 10-game win streak is great, but we still needed it. This will be, maybe it wasn't beneficial right out of the gate on Friday, but the rest physically and mentally, you take the 4 days. I mean, this is built in, yes, the All-Star game, but this 4-day break is big for Major League Baseball players. So, yeah, again, I don't think, you've got Crochet this year. You've got Bregman this year. By the way, Bregman still, I know he's playing 2 out of 3 in this series. So he faces a lefty tomorrow. Maybe he sits Sunday. I think he's going to play 2 out of 3 against Philadelphia. I don't know when they loosen the reins or let him go 100%, but he's not 100% with that injury. And the fear there is that he aggravates it again. And I just don't want to see that. Baconator Sr., I was so ready to hear that beautiful singing voice. I left work early. Oh, please tell me you did not leave work early for that. Again, I put it out there. Hey, they clench, I sing. That's September. All right? They clinch, playoff spot, wild card spot, division title, whatever it is, I sing. But I did say I was on the hook. I was ready to go. I was. Did I worry about it this week? I did, because I can't sing. Plain and simple. 99/2 of the Yankee logo. Just checking in with a yo. And it looks like you got a couple more in there, too. Be nice. Untimely hitting, base running blunders. Feels like that I've seen this before. We have, Adam Baum. We have. But I don't think it's on the same level. I really don't. Andrew the GOAT again. Andrew the GOAT. What a lucky win for the Chicago Cubs. Yes. All right, 99/22. The Red Sox are a great team, but this is what happens when you play good teams. The Reds, they're a great team. They're playing a good team. They had a setback. You want to win the series that's still on the table. You've got 2 more. The Cubs, again, 99/22. The Cubs aren't the Rockies and the Nationals. Hey, buddy, I don't know your schedule right in front of us right now for the Yankees, but like the Red Sox, they've had highs and lows too for this season. And if Max Fried's going to miss some time here, hey, you can create a little ground. Not going to be, I think it's the Braves for the Yankees out of the break. This is not the Locked On Yankees postcast, but hey, if Fried's going to be down for a while with this injury, with this little blister issue, those don't go away right away. So not all roses for the Yankees. Brian Cashman says, hey, you've got a lot more to add, I think, right now. You could make the argument. I don't know why I'm going down this road, but I am. But I think the Red Sox still take 2 out of 3. Thank you, 99/22. Appreciate that. Amanda. So it's Brian Bayo for tomorrow's game. Framber Valdez of the Houston Astros on Sunday, which will be on Locked On Astros. Framber Valdez of the Astros on Sunday, which will be on Locked On Astros. Amanda, admittedly, I'm not sure what you're saying there with that Framber Valdez. Thunder Road, post-24 All-Star break, deja vu. No, thank you. I don't think that's going to be the case. Stevie, Thunder Road, please cheer us up after the horror show and sing us a little tune. If Abby Bat's in there, I'll go a little Alabama if you're going to play in Texas, but I haven't seen Abby Bat's yet. Brutal game from Manny, very winnable, but too many self-inflicted errors. Yeah, just no timely hitting. Too many balls in the air. Wind blowing in. Line drives. I don't lose faith until Toro's base running error. Why do we like to shoot ourselves in the foot? Let me get back here for a second, Manny. Manny, very winnable game, self-inflicted errors. I'm sorry, this is how are we doing this? Sure, my 10. I didn't lose faith until Toro's base running. Why do we shoot ourselves in the foot like that? I know you've been with us. Pretty close to calling you an everydayer. This is across baseball. Base running mistakes. See if the Cubs do something. The Cubs play great defense. Lou Merlone said that multiple times. The Cubs play terrific defense. Cubs on a lot of occasions do not beat themselves. Red Sox sort of beat themselves a little bit. But down 3-1, you thought, hey, they had opportunities. They had runners on base. They had Ray on the ropes a couple of times. I mean, you got his pitch count up there. He went 5 innings. Craig Counsell, very lucky. Hey, bullpen's rested. Let's go to him. It's got all sorts of options out there, and their bullpen has been good. But there are a lot of teams, whether it's the Rockies or the best teams in baseball, make mistakes like you've never seen them before in baseball. Whether it's on the bases, throwing to a wrong base, catcher's interference, these different things that happen across baseball. It's not just the Red Sox. George, untimely walks given out by Giolito and Weissert. Offense couldn't get it together. I think we were 1 for 6 in runners in scoring position. I think, was it 1 for 6 or 1 for 8? 1 for 6, 8 runners left on base. It's not good, but it's one game. It is. Back to Manny. Giolito looked good outside the first 3 batters. He did. So disappointed because the offense was knocking on the door, but just couldn't put it together. There are going to be games like this, and you are going to face better teams, better pitchers. Curious, not only the rest of this series against Imanaga on Saturday, but the Phillies series as well. But the Phillies right now aren't scoring a whole heck of a lot of runs. So you got to keep the ball in the ballpark, which that could be a launching pad. Couple more here. George still went 5 1/3, 4 runs. Not great, but not bad. Manny, their pen was lights out. It really wasn't. I gave you the numbers. Did nothing. Very few long at-bats against anyone out of that bullpen. Top of the 5th for me. Toro stays in. We could have had the bases loaded with 1 out. Yeah. And the bat of the game, my at-bat of the game as I go with, and try to do this here in the second half, make sure I do it every day, every game, is the Suzuki home run. Because after that, Giolito settled in. Was still in a little bit of trouble. And Pete Crow Armstrong had that sky double, that Wrigley Field day baseball at Wrigley double that that wasn't caught. But Giolito bearing down. A lot of fly balls. And again, you want him to be able to go deeper. But overall, you move on from this one, and you've got Bayo. Zachary, this first game I haven't watched. Ooh, that's a rough day. This is the first game I haven't watched all year. My girlfriend's water broke, been at the hospital all day. And you're checking in? Hey, we wish Mom, you, new, soon-to-be baby, on board as well. Zachary, appreciate you checking in with us on that one. Glad I got that comment in there. Missed the game, getting to the Locked On Red Sox postcast. We're at the hospital. You missed a tough one. Bad base running by Toro. Had first and second, nobody out. Couldn't come through. WWE ringside guy. Cubs own you. Red Sox are frauds. That 10-game win streak against easy teams. Yeah, that 10-game win streak. Win 7, 8, 9, and 10 against the Rays in your division. And yeah, they weren't playing their best baseball, but you play who's on your schedule. Not gonna apologize for that. WW ringside guy, fly the W. Yes, we know what that means. Cubs getting Chapman, LOL. Yes, okay. Let's be real. Nobody thought we would go undefeated the rest of the way. Yes, Lou Merlone stated that several times ad nauseum, but that was okay. Roman and Marcelo showed up. The kids are all right. That from Jeff, and that's where we wrap up. Game 2 of the series. Fox Baseball. Always, I don't know who the broadcast is going to be. Probably Joe Davis, John Smoltz. It'll be on Fox on Saturday. Bayo, Imanaga, the pitching matchup. Looking forward to it. And getting the national perspective across the board. They're going to just gloss over a lot of the things with the Red Sox. Anthony extends his hit streak. Rafaela extends his hit streak. Even up the series at 1-1 with Bayo on the mound on Saturday. And then you've got Crochet against TBA on Sunday. You can't ask for anything better than that, and that's on the table for the Red Sox. Make it 11 out of 12. And go from there. Boy, you've got a great Friday. The Red Sox lost, but you didn't have to hear me sing, and we're going to stick to that. You are welcome in many ways. As always, we like to remind you, first, we tip our cap to you, our Royal Rooters, tip our cap to our sponsor on our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast, FanDuel, and we remind you we're going to be on within minutes of the final out, Game 2 of the 3-game series at Wrigley for the Red Sox and Cubs on Saturday night. Locked On Red Sox postcast, number one place to hang out immediately after every game. Tell your friends all about us. Locked On Sports, your team, your Red Sox, after losing on Friday at Wrigley to the Cubs every day.